So before the top had gone off to the other country or territory to search for the bottom, to find the bottom and cure his mother had gifted him a jade pendant to protect him from danger, which, oh my God, I was sitting there going, honey, if the bottom was actually dangerous or evil, your jade pendant would have kept you safe and sound and would have basically tried to keep you away from him. But no, it stayed quiet. It didn't do anything, didn't harm the bottom. So he's not a danger or evil. Think, you idiot. Think. So this will get a little confusing, but while taking the bottom to the top's palace, they are attacked by swarms of snakes. And one of the snakes bites the top, but the top doesn't really trust the bottom. He also thinks the bottom was the one who sent the swarms of snakes to attack them, even though it was not the bottom. And when the bottom doesn't escape like the top thought he was, the bottom rushes to him to protect him from the other snakes and to try to cure the top's bite, which the top is like, chains himself to the bottom, who's already chained with those, special magical chains that keeps him from transforming back into a snake. Yeah, like, you can't escape me, and then throws away the key. A masked man comes, reveals himself, drags them both because the bottom couldn't leave the top and he wouldn't let any harm come to the top, like cutting off the top's hand, so they have to take the top with them. And this is when they find out that the sister was working with the masked person, and the masked person was actually the bottom's master. So they're all there trying to escape from the top and his men. Well, the bottom gets all the poison out of the top, and they still have to try to escape from his men. And while escaping, the top almost falls off a cliff, and the bottom's master wants him to completely, utterly fall. And the bottom's the only reason why he hasn't completely fallen down the cliff. He refuses to leave the top side. He's like, I care for him. I love him. I'm not going to let him fall. I'm not going to let him fall, but I'm not going to let harm come to him. Like, dude, full on. The top doesn't deserve him. At this point, the top does not deserve the bottom. I'm just saying it. The bottom has done so much for him, and he's done nothing for him. Nothing! Sorry, I need to calm myself. But yeah, so the bottom forces his master to take off with the sister to keep her safe, and that's when the top's men come and capture them again. Also, when the bottom was taking the poison out of the top, they had a little conversation where the top questioned the bottom if he took the pearl as payment for saving the top's life, and the bottom's like, oh no, I just wanted to know what it was like to be human. So I took the pearl. Like, I was informed by someone, my master, how the pearl works, and I was like, oh, this is the pearl, and I took the pearl. And the top has the audacity to be like, oh, you're the reason my mom hasn't been cured. And I'm like, okay, but your father could have found another pearl. He refused to because finding the pearl before caused you to almost die, and if you had died, your mom would have died out of hysterical and heartbreakenness, so he almost lost both of you. Your dad's the reason why you guys never found another pearl. So, come on. Yes, the bottom took the pearl that could have saved your mom 7 years ago, but like, really? It took you guys 7 years to hunt down the bottom? But you guys couldn't find any other pearl? Really? No other pearl? Like, what? I know these pearls are hard to come by, but you found one before. You can find another one? What? Oh, so I will say this. This kind of gives Little Mermaid vibes. Full on Little Mermaid. Like this, the bottom wants to become human. He learns through his master, a turtle spirit who had saved him when he was entrapped, who taught him a few things about convention. And I'm like, so this is Little Mermaid. This is kind of giving Little Mermaid's vibes, except with snakes. So the top tells his best friend, hand over the bottom to the counselor. The counselor had left way earlier than everybody else to arrive to his pagodian, his little secret lair, to get ready to prepare for the bottom to be there. And so the bestie does it because the top doesn't have the feeling he could handle handing over the bottom. And I'm like, F you get what you deserve. You should have trusted him. And no surprise, I am not kidding, it's no surprise, the counselor reveals to be the actual bad guy. He reveals that he was the one that the top Shin had trusted. The person, the top, was warned by the priest that he should not trust, that someone would betray him. And no surprise, I knew the moment it said someone was a traitor and betrayed the top, it was gonna be the counselor. I mean, it's kind of suspicious that he figured out the bottom was a snake spirit. Even if he had saw it, it was kind of suspicious. He was acting full-on suspicious. You telling me he got these chains prepared and medicine prepared? But yeah, he reveals that he was after the pearl the entire freaking time. He had basically told the emperor and the top that they either needed the pearl or the white snake. A white snake he knew had the pearl. So he needed the pearl or white snake so he could steal the convention from the white snake or pearl. He needed what the pearl had, the pearl's powers. I am not kidding. This dude, full on evil, and he does things like torture the bottom, throws Bottom into this like pot thing that has this stuff. Like, think the scene from Inuyasha where Kagome's thrown into that green liquid stuff so Kikyo's soul come out and it can go into that doll that witch created. Yeah, that scene. It was kind of exactly like that. So the top is acting woo-woo sad, and his mother even notices his woo-woo sadness because he's hurt over the bottom. I'm like, no, you know who is actually hurt? It's Bottom, not you, POS. But yeah, after having a conversation with his mother and his father, he comes across his half-brother, the son of the emperor's main wife, the empress or queen. But yeah, he comes across that dude who reveals that he knows about the bottom and knows about the bottom's identity and the kind of relationship the top and bottom has. And the top goes, oh my god, the bottom's in danger. I'm like, oh really? You really just realized that he's in danger? You handed him over to the counselor who you knew told you that there were things, he wasn't sure what body part he needed from the snake to cure your mother. He stated it could be the scales, it could be the organs, or heart. Did you not think he was in danger when you handed him over knowing that his own heart could have been ripped out? Really? Now you're thinking, oh my god, my brother's attacking my love. I should go save him. You handed him over to the counselor who told you he might have to rip out your love's heart. Now just thought of it. Not that he could be in danger. You handed him over to danger.